Okay. Hi guys, I'm Dan from Lazertoyz, and I'm gonna let you know how to set up your planes when you get them. You're gonna get them basically in a couple different pieces. This is your fuselage, and here's your landing gear. There's a little slot right in the by the middle of the fuselage behind your battery compartment, which is right there. And you want to kind of squeeze them together, push them up in there, make sure they're in there. Then you have your wing. You want to set your wing on top, and you want to center, there's a seam right in the middle, and you want to center that seam. Then you just take your rubber bands. There's some extra ones in there too, in a little package. And you pull your rubber bands around the wing, and snap it on. Make sure, this could probably use a couple more rubber bands, but it's on there just to show you how it works. Then kind of make sure your wing is shuffled in the center. You don't want the wing bigger on one side than the other. So that's how you put your plane together. Next thing is your batteries. Okay, we're going to put this in the plane. I've charged these for you, but I gotta let you know how to charge these. These can cause a fire if you do things wrong. If you crash and you damage your battery, that's gonna be your responsibility to check that out and get a new one. If it is damaged and you can see it's torn or something, don't use it. Get another one. So make sure you if you have a bad crash, check out your battery. Okay, when charging them, this is your charger. This plugs into the wall, and this is your battery. It's going to plug right into the longer port with the two little slots up high. Okay, and when you plug this into the wall, these will light up red if it's not charged. If they're all green, it's charged. So when charging, you know, like I said, plug this in, and those will be red, and they'll turn green when they're charging. Now during charging, I gave you a Lipo safe bag. Make sure you open this up and put the battery inside of there. You can leave your charger hanging outside. We'll put this inside the bag. It's better to charge on like the concrete floor in the garage or something, or you know, you don't want to charge this in the living room. That'd be a bad place to charge. If there's a problem with the battery, it could cause a fire. When you're storing these, if you're going to store these for the winter, store it after you make a flight. Just store it. Don't store it fully charged. You can store them up to 3 or 4 months that way without a problem. Okay, so there's your chargers, there's your batteries. Your transmitter is a DX6i, you'll find in this package. Each one of the transmitters, when you turn it on, one says blue, one says orange. So the blue one goes with the blue airplane, orange goes with the orange airplane. So when you turn this on, it is going to say blue, and when you're powering up the plane, you always want to turn on the transmitter first. Then all of the switches, you want to make sure they're pushed away from you. So all the switches are pushed away. Okay, now the transmitter is still on, and I'm going to get the blue plane. Because I have to leave the blue transmitter on. So I'm going to put the wheels on this one. Okay, and I'm going to put the, well, you know how to put the wing on, so we aren't going to put the wing on right now. Okay, so we're going to hook up the battery, and when you open up this little door, you'll see that there's a red connector here. In that red connector, you'll see there's a red side and a black side. And you want to plug this in so that you'll hear it beep. And when it makes that noise, it means that it's connected to the transmitter. You'll also see that there's a yellow light in there that's connected. And while you have the battery plugged in, it's going to beep every few seconds, just to let you know that that is armed. Okay, now when you use your right joystick, you'll see the rudder moving. Okay, and when you go to the right, it's going to turn right. When you go to left, it's going to turn left. When you pull down on it, it will go up. Push forward, it'll go down, just like your simulator. That's the way your simulator should be set up. Now the stick on the left is for your throttle. And you'll see it has a lot of power. Don't get your fingers in that propeller. It'd be bad. And when you're doing things, either take the propeller off or make sure that no one's going to touch that throttle, because if I'm playing with this, someone touches that, you're going to cut yourself bad. Okay, now the battery will go, there's a little piece of tape on the bottom that you can hold the battery by. What you want to do is push the wire up in here, and I push it to the front, then I will slide it up in there, okay, and then I'll close the door. I don't have this attached yet, but the door will close, and it'll be just like this. Okay, so, and that'll hold your battery in. Alright, and remember, it's still beeping, and that's okay. Now, remember your throttle's working. Now on the propeller, if you break a propeller, there's a little O-ring here, this little rubber band that you pull off on one side and you can take your propeller off. But when you put your new propeller on, you notice that there's lettering on one side of it. It says 80-40. That always goes in the direction that you want the airplane to move. So when you put your propeller back on there, you have to kind of push it on, make sure it's seated, then stretch your O-ring around the propeller, and then hook it onto the screw on the other side. Okay, now it's on a little crooked. Just move your propeller till it fits on there. Sometimes when you land, it'll knock it loose. So you have to, if it makes a lot of noise, you have to put your propeller back on. Now when you land, this is called a prop saver. That O-ring will actually let the propeller flip underneath so you don't break so many propellers. And try to have your throttle off when you're landing. If your propeller wants to pull away and it makes lots of noise, you can put 2 O-rings on your propeller. That's basically it. Whenever you're putting this away after you fly, immediately after you fly and you land, don't turn your transmitter off. First pull your battery out and disconnect it, and then you can turn your transmitter off. Never leave this battery connected to the airplane after you're flying. If you leave this battery connected, it will wear down your battery, and the battery will be no good. Once your battery goes down far enough, your motor will quit running, or it'll slow way down. That's the time to stop flying and charge your battery. Don't keep trying to fly. So make sure you don't attempt to fly if your motor stops. That means your battery is so low that you need to charge it. Okay, that's about all I can think of. If you have any more questions, call Lazertoyz at 440-840-9625. Have fun flying.